More men are deleting apps, not because they've given up on dating, but because many are rethinking how they want to meet people and spend their time. Today, I want to talk about why that mindset is changing, and whether it's actually making some men happier. This isn't an instructional video, but the philosophy and mindset I discuss can be an antidote for so many of the problems young men encounter today in modern life. I want to show you why. Okay, guys, welcome back to the Gentlemen's Club. And we are here again, and today we're going to be discussing a topic about dating apps again, but this is why men are actually leaving dating apps. Full disclosure, if you haven't come to this channel before, I actually still use dating apps. I don't actually enjoy them. I would rather meet women in person. I just find it more difficult to turn those in-person relationships into something more meaningful, and I feel like the dating app has become like the antidote a little bit. And so, in my last video, I talked about how dating apps can help you and how you can be successful on them. So if you are a guy who has success on them, like I actually do, that's fine. But best believe I'll walk away from these mugs really quick too. I've actually done it before in the past, and I want to share with you guys some points that I made as to like why men are doing that now. The first point that I wanted to make here with you guys is that dating apps they change the goal. Okay, they change the goal. At one point, like genuinely, I used to use dating apps in college when it first came out. When Tinder first came out, I used Tinder for a long time. And I remember genuinely, I was trying to find someone. I was younger, of course, and it was tougher to get dates at the time, just being 18 and just kind of new to things. So I genuinely had a mindset on there to go on there, find dates. That was like my intention. I think over time, that turned into validation, just wanting the match to get the match. It turned into maybe just matching with the girl to hook up with her. Everything besides dating her and getting to know her, which, in my opinion, we're not really focused on those things when it comes to dating. What are we doing? We're kind of wasting our time, right? So yeah, the goal changed. The second thing is the scarcity mindset. Basically, like there's you develop like a lack sort of mindset. You develop like a very narrow-minded attitude when you're on the dating apps, like exclusively, basically, right? You start to not like really understand rejection. You start to think that like you gotta talk to every girl. I gotta get this one to work. I gotta grab this one. I gotta grab this one. I can't lose out on. Should I respond? Is she gonna respond? It's just stupid. Scarcity mindset, and another reason why men probably feel like it's a waste of time, and why they're walking away. Why they're no longer using it, because it kind of it turns you into like it brainwashes your mind basically into scarcity. So men, maybe a lot of people don't say that, but I think it's just a good point to make, because maybe you feel it and you're just not communicating it to yourself, but it's like one of the reasons secretly, like, oh, it's making you have like this scarcity weird mindset, right? Also, like the third thing. So another thing, building a life, not just based around dating, right? I mean, as men, we just have things to do. We have careers. We have other things that we want to focus on in our lives. Fitness. I have a pet. Whatever. You know, we're building our own life, and so we're not focused as much on just the cyber world, this texting and trying to find endless women anymore. Like just swiping and swiping endlessly. It's boring, quite frankly, you know? And this is a guy on the other end of it. I get matches, guys. Like I don't enjoy it. It's not fun anymore. It's not fun to me. Anyway, so that's another reason. Building a life and not just basing it around dating, right? That's another reason that I feel like someone would walk away. The other thing is you want to just be exclusive with someone, right? You're not trying to meet the whole world anymore. You're not trying to impress everyone. There we go. You're not trying to impress everyone. No, but seriously, you no longer care about like trying to get with the hottest girl. She has to look this certain way, or she has to like this kind of thing. You know what? Maybe you're more practical. You meet a girl in real life. You meet a girl at work. You meet a girl at the bar, and you know, it's not about initially impressing her, initially what you look like, even per se. Maybe it's that like that a little bit, but it's about connection. It's about conversation. Maybe it's about getting to know that person on a deeper level, rather than just swiping left and right based on how she looks. Which, let's be honest, just because she looks good, it doesn't necessarily mean that you'll have a connection with her, that it will work out for you. Right? She's hot and also like be stupid. Okay, that can happen too. Let's remember here. I wanted to kind of tie all this together. I think confidence comes from your action, right? Not from the matches. Okay, so your confidence with women when whether that's online or in person, but really more so in person. That confidence that you need to start the conversation, to be bold, to ask her out on a date, to be charming, whatever. All of those things are characteristics that, like, to be honest, you need to possess and be able to illustrate in person. And so whether you use the dating apps or you don't use the dating apps, obviously in person, like no matter what, like at some point you have to meet the girl, right? Like at some point you're gonna have to have conversation with her and be able to be the same man, or a dose of the same man that you kind of hyped yourself up to be, or you talked to her about. Again, I talked about in the last video, guys, to also not taking this extremely serious as far as like the dating apps are concerned. I have a theory as well that a lot of women, they themselves don't actually take this that serious. As you know, women on average get more dates than from the app. Okay, so they get, correction here, maybe that's true too, but they get more matches on the dating apps than most men. See, right here. Anyways, so they get more matches, and so I think because of that, they don't care as much, right? They become a little bit numb to matching. They just do. They're just like, oh, next guy. They're doing that, but they're doing that not as much, right, as we are. Right? Maybe next guy. No. It's like a 50 no's, then a yes. Probably. My point being is that they don't put too much energy and effort into it, in my experience, at least initially, right? So it's important. A point to you guys, if you're still going to use the apps, I know this video is about walking away from them, reasons why people are getting away from them, and it's true. I think statistics especially show, data shows that men are not using them as much, not having as much success on them. It's becoming a little bit more jaded. It's become kind of like this validation feeder for women. Okay, guys, we get it. You get a bunch of matches. Okay. What I've learned is that even the girls that are just like decent, she's okay, whatever, even she gets a lot of matches. Okay, Um, and believe me, guys, I'm not a misogynist. I don't hate women, but I've noticed a pattern here that a lot of these women in person, for me, they don't look as good as they looked online. They don't look as good as they look, in their social media pictures. And maybe you develop this idea in your head of what you wanted them to be or what you wanted them to look like, and no matter what, it kind of seems that like you're disappointed almost a little bit every time. Whether she's just not as good looking as she was in the pictures, maybe just the conversation isn't flowing like you thought it was, the connection and energy wasn't there the way that you would think it would be. And so here's what I would encourage all of you to do who are watching this video on the Gentleman's Project. Take 30 days. Why not? Figure out if you even want to use the dating apps anymore. I think giving yourself a 30-day trial is actually a good idea. I might actually myself go on a 30-day cleanse here. Not so that I can meet more women or talk to more women in real life or talk or find more women, whatever. It's more so just to give it a cleanse, refocus on my purpose, on the things that I want in my life, on my career, and maybe on personal relationships with friends as well. Anyways, those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours in the comments. Please leave a like, a comment, and also subscribe. Let me know what I can do better. Guys, I'm just learning how to do this. I'm enjoying it as well. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can also send me an email. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye. To be bold, to ask her out on a date, to be charming, whatever.